Good evening. Good evening. We have some empty chairs up here, please. There's some chairs here. Have some in the front row here. We have some. All right. Mayor Cordino, please sit. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Mayor Meerbott's 2023 State of Town Address. My name is Ralph Casals, your town manager. I actually read that, so sorry. We're very excited to share some of our town accomplishments this evening, but before we get started, please stand with me and welcome the Miami-Dade Police Honor Guard for the presentation of the colors. Honor Guard, please present the colors.
Harry, up, forward, mark, and, right, and, left, right, left, march time, mark. Ready, turn. Halt.
Thank you. Please remain standing as I call up the Boy Scout Troop 248, led by Scout Master Mr. Brad Hadley, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Left face. Halt. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and
To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Two.
Thank you, Troop 248. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as I call up Cutler Bay Senior High student Ayeta to sing our national anthem.
Present, arm.
Oh, city, you see by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's light, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallant, streaming at night.
Thank you. Please remain standing as the honor guard. Please retire the colors.
Marksman, march. Left, left. Ready, face. Forward, march. Left, 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 left.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Color guard left face. Forward march.
It's great to see a packed house in our chambers. Tonight's address is Mayor Meerbott will review our accomplishments, initiatives, and challenges that we provide a glimpse of what we have done in the past year. But before I start, I'd like to recognize some individuals. So as I call your name, please stand. My life partner, Martha, stand up. Hey. Thank you. I have here that this counts as date night. Right. Rod, where's Rod? Okay, thank you. My colleague and friend, Nick Morano, Village Manager, Palmetto Bay. Nick. My former employee and now current town clerk, village clerk at Palmetto Bay, Missy Rocha. I've had the privilege to work with Mayor Meerbott since our first incorporation. If you remember, Mayor, it was like less than me and I had more hair. Same guy. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Mayor Meerbott so we could go ahead and start the state of address.
Good evening, everyone. That guy is the best, isn't he? Thank you very much. Again, always. Just want to say thank you, each and every one of you, for being here tonight. Tonight usually is the state of the town, where usually they start off with the state of the town is good. And we hear that, but to me, this is more of a celebration. And because we've just faced many challenges and just accomplished a lot, I think. So it's a privilege to join you tonight as we reflect back on our journey, as we envisioned what the future of Cutler Bay could have been. A town on the rise. In the spirit of our theme, from vision to reality, our community has witnessed remarkable progress that's transforming our town. But before I start, I'd like to extend my gratitude and recognize the individuals and groups who propelled Cutler Bay's evolution. So let me start off what I think is probably the most beautiful, efficient, loving, passionate council in all the United States of America. Starting off with one of my best friends since I was a young child, Vice Mayor Mike Callahan. Now, Mike's been on the council since 2016. We actually met in 1976. I was 2. So no, these are days back when we were both in junior high at the time, and there was a bunch of trouble on campus back in those days. And so me and Mike formed what was our first coalition, which was called the Union of Non-Fighters. In other words, we didn't want to get beat up, so we just stayed out of all the trouble. But since that day, we've been great friends. He's been a tremendous supporter for me. I don't know if you know this or not. He's like the yin to my yang. We are not alike. Okay. But we get along great, and he just makes me stronger, and I hope I do the same for you as well. Next up is from District 1 is our Councilman BJ Duncan. BJ, if you could please join me. BJ has been on the council since 2018. He started when I first started my first term as mayor. And since then, not only has the town changed, but also his life has changed because he's a new father of a beautiful baby boy. Should have won the Halloween contest if you ask me. Cutest little dinosaur I've ever seen. So I'm glad you're here with me, BJ. Next up is from Councilman Susie Lord, from District 2. Yeah, hugging a kiss right there. Doesn't she look beautiful today? Yeah, I love the curl also. So like most of the other people in Cutler Bay, we have history. I actually coached her son in baseball about 80 years ago, and she was my scorekeeper. Little did I think at that time that she'd be involved in the community as much as she was, but that we'd be serving on the same council today. So I'm just really happy to see how our lives have evolved, separated, and come back together again. So it's been a real blessing. And next up, last but not least, is our councilman from District 3 is Councilman Ramirez. Takes a little bit longer because he's putting his knee surgery off as long as possible. Well, other side. Oh, yeah, yes. So Councilman Ramirez, when I first met him, he was doing he was emceeing almost everything around. So he does a great job of that. He delivers a lot of passion if you've ever seen him speak, and he brings that passion to this council each and every time he's here. So, you know, ladies and gentlemen, every one of these people has a passion for this town. And a lot of people ask what's going so well? Why does Cutler Bay work so well? And I can tell you without a doubt, it's because of these people right here. Every one of them has the same love for this town, same passion. And the main thing is they put the town first, and it's not about themselves. It's not about an agenda they need to put forward. They recognize the issues, they bring them forward. Sometimes they realize that the ideas that are the solutions to these problems are not always theirs, but they listen and they do a great job of what I think is making the best decisions ever for Cutler Bay. So right here, folks, best council in all of South Florida. There's a few other elected officials I wanted to recognize that are here. I see Mayor Joe Corradino in the house. So Joe has been working with me for a while. Joe, I've known Joe for a long time, and we started the South Dade Coalition together, which works not just from our town's perspective, but works from all the towns in South Florida's perspective to try to make the South End a better place. And we can increase more jobs, get better transportation, just make a better quality of life. So he's been a very valuable friend and person to work with. So I just want to thank you very much for that. Also, I see a new friend is the mayor of the village of El Portal, Omar Nickerson. Omar is getting involved in a lot of the area opportunities in the South End. So I'm really glad you're here. I'm surprised you're here. You've come down here twice in 1 week. So it's like, I don't know what we're doing right or doing wrong, but so I'm glad you're here. So I know Mayor Cunningham was supposed to be here. Is she here? She's not going to be able to hear it. Okay. But also Mayor Cunningham works with me and Joe in the South Dade Coalition, and me and Omar on the coastal mayors as well. So she's another valuable resource down here. I do see that we have a former councilman in the audience. I believe I saw him, Roger Corrad, if you're there, if you could please stand up. Roger, like everybody else on this council, just served the town with passion and had many great things happen because of him. So I'm glad to see that you're still involved. You still care. I know you're always going to care because you demonstrate that each and every day when you're on this council. So thank you very much for that. Is there any other elected officials in the house that are not here? No, sorry, Ken Philman, Village of Pinecrest, Councilman there. So glad you're here with us as well. Thank you for joining us. I think we have a lot we can learn from each other. Though there's not other politicians here, but I just want to let you know that one of the keys to Cutler Bay's success is, I'll call it our outreach program. Some people call it kissing the ring. Other people call it networking. But basically I call it's really just building relationships with each and everybody possible. Anybody has the ability to better the town of Cutler Bay, we reach out to them, we build a relationship with them, we make sure they know what our needs are. And in turn, they've been very, very receptive to helping us out. We've had relationships with Senator Rick Scott. We have with Congresswoman Maria Elvira Salazar, who's responsible for earmarking $4 million for us. We have a great relationship with the state senator Alexis Calatayud and state representative Alina Garcia, who's at so many of our events. She's almost like part of the council. She's here so often. We also have a great relationship with our mayor of Dade County, Mayor Danielle Levine Cava. And of course, we can't forget our district gate commissioner who's gone to bat for us many, many times. Danielle Cohen Higgins is an intricate partner in helping us be successful. We're working with Keone McGee, also from District 9. And of course, our school board member, Luisa Santos. So together, we are doing everything we can to bring as many resources to Cutler Bay to make us as successful as possible. It's not easy sometimes. It takes a lot of work. In fact, we're going back up to Tallahassee again soon just to build relationships. To do what we need to do. Just make sure we let them know that they're appreciated. And more importantly, they need to know what our needs are. If there's any member of any of our town committees, if you could please stand up. I want to thank you. Any town committee members here, please stand up. Thank you, guys. A lot of hours going to volunteering for our committees, so thank you very much for that. But now I'd like to really introduce and thank the people that run this town. And we're going to start off, you've already met him once tonight, but by far, I'm not the only person who gets, everybody on this council gets told this each and every time. You have the best town manager in all of Dade County. And I know it's not even close. I have to go ahead and kick Grant Miller every time he's around because he keeps on telling me, you got to pay that guy more money. I'm like, it's like, Grant, thank you for your opinion, but I think he's happy working with us. He's not a money guy. He's about making things happen. So Ralph Casals, you were the best town manager by far. He's been with us since 2006. We have our town clerk. Where is he? There he is, behind the computers over here. Mauricio was our assistant town clerk for a while, and then he became our town clerk. And he had some really, really big shoes to fill. And I got to say, they're pretty snug right now because you're doing a great job. He doesn't miss a beat. Happy with our decision to make him our town clerk because he's amazing. So Mauricio, thank you very, very much. I do appreciate you and your staff. Okay. We have our town attorneys, which hopefully we don't ever want to hear from them, but when we do, it's short and sweet. I've often said that the law firm of Weiss, Rhoda, Heffman, Cole, and Bierman don't just bring us legal advice. They bring us experience, networking, perspective, opinions, that just makes things work so great for us. We have Mitch Bierman is right here. He's always a sharp dresser. Thank you, Rich. Often sitting in, we have also Roger Poe, who is actually is a resident of Cutler Bay, and Allison Smith as well. So is here with us. So because we have so many of them, if there's any town staff here, I don't want to go through you one by name. I'm seeing all your names, and like, if you could all please stand, all the town staff, please stand with me right now. These are the folks that work behind the scenes to make us look good. So guys, we have to say thank you, don't we? And they do. They run like a well-oiled machine, and it's just amazing. I don't know if it's because of Ralph's great leadership or the inspiration of their fantastic mayor, or they all just care about this town. That's very, very evident. So, but also, we also have one new staff member. It's an unpaid staff member, joined us this year. And I get the privilege of introducing our new First Lady, Natalie Meerbott, my wife. So you can stand up. It's an unpaid position, just so you know. No, but she's one of the things that support me. So Natalie and I got married October 14th. And so if Not just you, but if all the family members of all of our council members and staff, if you could just please stand up, and including sons, daughters, anybody that supports them, if you could stand up, please, the family members, that'd be you, Mom, and, okay? Thank you. And Martha, I know you do a lot, so thank you very much. You get a special shout out over there. It's just so many people to support us, not only just our family members and each other, but we also have great friends and that support us. I mean, I know I've got friends like Mike and Nika who support us every day and help us make good decisions. We've got the people that are community activists, like the Condons and Wardo, and there are so many people that are passionate. And Kevin, I see you there as well, hiding behind there. So people like you are just an integral part of the things that make up Cutler Bay great. So I just want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being there for so many times, and thank you for caring about the community. Now I have to thank all of our sponsors. I don't have to, but I need to, because we have some great sponsorships. They're key players in most of our town extra projects that we do, many of our events that we have. So I'd like to first thank our gold sponsors. We have Baptist Health, El Dorado Furniture, Electro America, Enviro Waste Services Group, HCA Florida Cutler Bay Emergency, which is new. I'm going to talk about them later. The Corradino Group, Visualscape, and of course, our attorneys' wives, Rhoda Helfman, Cole, and Bierman. Thank God you guys don't have any more names there, but thank you. Those are our gold sponsors. Thank you very much. For our silver sponsors, we have AJP Ventures, Galvin Giordano and Associates, Kimley Horn, and SRS Engineering. You can pause one more time, okay? For our bronze sponsors, we have the Bell Tower Consulting Group, Cutler Bay Solar Solutions, Stantec Consulting Services, Sunset Bank, WGI, and WGI Engineering. We were able to raise $26,000 for our sponsorships, and that excess funds will go to our community fund, which goes to helping nonprofit organizations in Cutler Bay. So it's not all for nothing. So it's very important. So thank you very much for that. So, all right. And finally, I would like to say again, one thing, what makes Cutler Bay the greatest? And it's by far, it's residents. Our residents are without a doubt the heartbeat of the town. They're the driving force behind every endeavor. Every decision that we make, we are thinking of them. You can tell that they love our town because they're deeply passionate. They show up at all of our events. Sometimes we have too many of them showing up at all of our events. They're really what shapes our town. They're what the heartbeat of our town is. It makes it a vibrant, welcoming place for everybody. You ask any other community when they come to Cutler Bay, they can see a difference in Cutler Bay. And it's because of the people that live here. So I want to thank all the residents just for being you and making Cutler Bay really what it is. Tonight, we're here for the state of the town, but as I said, we're really here to celebrate our 2023 accomplishments because there's been many of them. We reflect back on our theme tonight, from vision to reality, crafting Cutler Bay's future, a town on the rise. It resonates very profoundly, doesn't it? Especially when you think of the stuff that's been accomplished this year. It's a testament to our collective efforts in transforming our aspirations into tangible achievements, to breathing life into the vision that we've collectively nurtured. Our accomplishments stand as a shining example of our commitment to shape Cutler Bay's future and embracing progress and resiliency. Together, we are turning our dreams into a reality and crafting a town that embodies growth, unity, and boundless opportunities. We look back in 2005 and you ask yourselves, why did we incorporate? Well, I think it's real simple. We wanted to control our own destiny. We wanted to preserve a family-friendly lifestyle of Cutler Bay. We wanted to make sure our taxes stayed low. We wanted a better police. We wanted better schools. We wanted better parks and a better environment. And if you look back, and I think we've accomplished all of those things. Our property values in the town of Cutler Bay, they've increased every year since 2012. And you're wondering why it hasn't been further, because remember the crash of 2008. But think about this. Over the last 2 years, our property values have increased 11.8% and 12.5%. That's 24.3% in 2 years. How many of your 401ks did that well? Anybody? Yeah, mine either. So I have to work a couple more years because of the stock market, but our homes are an investment in Cutler Bay. It keeps going up each and every year. We have complete transparency. We just recently approved our last budget. We had 3 workshops in June, July, and August, 2 budget hearings in September. So we had 5 total meetings. And we allow the opportunity for our residents to tell us what they want, what they thought. In addition to that, our manager of town, Ralph Casals, had meetings with the Cutler Bay Business Association, various homeowners associations, and had open mic nights, just making sure that everybody knew exactly what we were doing. Transparency is very, very important to us. I find that the more we tell people what's going on, the less they complain about it because they're engaged and they understand why we're doing it. And they can help guide us in making our decisions. We let them know ahead of time. Our millage rate is the 9th lowest in the county. And the only ones that are lower than us are the people like Doral, Aventura, Sunny Isles, Val Harbor, Miami Lakes, Pinecrest. You can see a little bit of a theme though. Those are a little more affluent cities, shall we say. Not any better, just a little more price value there. So we have a transparency portal, so our residents can check to see what every check goes to. And again, having faith in how we spend their money. When we had our most recent budget hearings, in the past, we've had people here voicing opinions, sometimes not so nicely. In the last couple of years, it's been a very cordial saying, hey, I like what you're doing. It means they trust us. And to me, that's very, very important. So I want to thank you for that. We continue to have one of the lowest crime rates in the county. So I do want to thank Major Rosselli, who's there is in the back, and your team. I can't say enough about our police force in Cutler Bay because not only are they efficient, gosh, they're so darn nice. You know, the 3 tickets I got this year, they were just like, thank you. And kidding. No, I only got 2. Anyway, we have great schools. 4 of our 9 schools and public schools in Cutler Bay have an A rating and 3 with a grade of B. We are saving our residents money. I have to look at, Ralph and your team again. So think about this. We are FEMA's community rating system at the CRS. Cutler Bay this year has become a class 3. So what does that mean? Well, that means that you save 35% on your flood insurance in Cutler Bay. That's on average of $431 a year that the residents of Cutler Bay save because of the work of Ralph and Alfredo and your team and just doing everything we can. You think about that. There's only 11 cities in the United States that are rated a 3. 100 cities that are participating. So we're in a very, very unique place. Other cities are asking us how to do it. And quite honestly, we're sharing how to do it. We want all of our neighbors to be able to chip in on this. So that saves our entire town residents $2.6 million a year in premium. So I think that's a great job. I think your team needs an applause for that one. I've said in the past, but the state legislator recognized Cutler Bay as one of the most efficient governments, the most efficient government in the state. We are ranked #1. And we're seeing the results of that. We have a $1.5 million investment project going in right here because the developers seeing that we're an efficient government and things are happening here. It's the largest redevelopment project in the Southeast United States. Of course, we're right on the transit corridor. We've been working with the county to make sure that it's viable and that we can do everything we can to support that. We have what I think is probably going to be one of our shining jewels that was approved moving forward. This year, we are moving forward with our 16-acre legacy park. Okay. We've adopted the master plan this year. We've already completed the negotiations, the design phase for this in this October. And you think about the 546 homes that aren't going to be there. Instead, we're going to have what I call our central park right here in Cutler Bay. If Norman Rockwell were around today, that's where he's going to be painting, I guarantee it. Okay. We have many projects that are being designed and completed. You guys know what ARPA is, American Rescue Plan Act. The federal government invested $21 million to Cutler Bay. And we are investing that in, a lot of cities took that and padded their budget because they suffered through COVID. We didn't. We actually invested in infrastructure. We worked on storm projects, drain projects, making ourselves more resilient. We worked on our parks. We spent $1 million park lighting. We worked on Saga Bay water quality improvement projects. We did improvements on the Whispering Pines Park and the turf block and drainage improvements. We finished the striping in the Isles of Bay Shore. We just did so many things with that money. And instead of, again, finding a way to shuffle the money around, we put it in things that are going to last and spend that money wisely. We're committed to protecting our environment. Cutler Bay has been a Tree City USA for 14 consecutive years. And 11 of those years, the town has been a recipient of the Arbor Day Foundation Tree City USA Growth Award. We continue to adopt ordinances to protect our wetlands and to further our environmental endeavors. I don't know if you know this, but I have the honor. I've been appointed to the Biscayne Bay Commission, not only for the county, but also for the state. So they recognize the commitment that we have in their environment, and they trust us enough, or they actually trusted me enough to sit on these committees as a chairman on these committees to help decide how we're going to save our bay. That makes me very, very proud of that. I'm also a member of the newly formed, the Miami-Dade Coastal Mayors Coalition, which you helped found. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. Again, and I think you said it best. It's like, just because you're not on the bay doesn't mean you're not connected to the bay, because all that water is connected underground. It all drains that way. If we don't start working all across the county and all across South Florida, the bay is going to die. So I'm really pleased with your involvement with that and organizing the other mayors to help out with that. We continue to host community cleanups and tree plantings throughout the year. As I mentioned before, we like to keep our residents informed. We now live stream all of our town council meetings and workshops. We hosted 26 public meetings in the year and adopted 106 resolutions. We published the center page on the community newspaper to let you know what's going on. Our continuous social media presence. We have 11,000 followers now. So now, so that means when I go to get a donut in the morning, I'm like, I just saw you. So can't get away with nothing. So our town council was involved, and we had 16 signature events where the town council got out and interacted with the people, whether it was golf cart parades or Halloween things like that. We just kept on getting involved in everything we can. And we keep growing, and I think that's a great thing. I think the best part about Cutler Bay, as I mentioned before, is how the community comes together. When there's an issue where we need to get involved, I do one little video, next thing I know, there's thousands of people on the internet and on emails reaching out to other public officials saying, hey, what are you doing to Cutler Bay? We want our voice to be heard. So that community involvement is amazing. It's just, I think I haven't seen it anywhere else, and I'm glad that it's here in Cutler Bay. And also, I just want to mention one little thing. I'm talking about the community. Our golf tournament this year, $15,000 for a community fund. So again, giving back to the community. And again, we did all of this with only 37 full-time employees. So Ralph, great job for keeping us efficient. Thank you so much. $37 plus one. We have a new first lady. You guys unpaid. Just make sure we know that. So, and I guess I'd like also, Mayor Karen Cunningham is here. I just want to thank you for being here very much. Appreciate that. I gave you accolades earlier. I just want to let you know. So these milestones that I've just talked about really aren't achievements. I think they're really stepping stones as we continue to get where we want to be. A Cutler Bay, which is a place where I've said many, many times, which is as a beacon of progress, a leader in resiliency, a leader in the environment, and most importantly, a leader where families want to enjoy each other, be with each other, love where they live, and just share that with our community. I think that's the most important part. Tonight's not just a reflection of our past. Again, I said it's a celebration of our efforts, a testament to our strength, our community, and quite honestly, a glimpse into the boundless possibilities. When I first became a councilman in 2005, and we had a vision of what we wanted to achieve, things like a livable, walkable development over here where Southland Mall is. More importantly, a central park, a gathering place, a heart of Cutler Bay. That was 2005. And slowly through the councils, working collectively all the way till now, and this council taking bold action, which is very bold, preserving green space, making sure those kind of things can happen. I just think it's amazing. And I just want to thank all of you for participating in Cutler Bay's future. And I want to invite you to continue to participate in Cutler Bay's future. A town where we can all thrive together, where we're going to excel, and just, again, just learn, have a community where we can love each other and love our lives, and just be proud of our community and build it and make it stronger for our families. So it's been an incredible journey. I think, don't want to slap ourselves on the back. I think we've done a great job this year. I think Cutler Bay is the state of the town is in a great place. We know we have challenges and we're going to continue to work on those challenges, but our heart's in the right place. Our passion is in the right place. We're going to make Cutler Bay by far the greatest community in all of South Florida. So now I'm going to ask you to join me in watching a little short video. So council members, you want to take your seats so you can see it a little bit better. And again, as we watch this video, I'm going to end with something that I end quite often with. You guys probably know it. You can say it together with me. God bless America and God bless Cutler Bay. Thank you. I think these are probably the most exciting times we've seen in Cutler Bay since its inception. So you think about where we started way back in 2005, and many people had a vision of what they wanted to create for Cutler Bay. Here we are 17 years later. We've made more progress for realizing that vision in the entire history of our town.
As an original member of the Parks and Recreational Advisory Committee, we had a lot of visions for Cutler Bay back in those days. New parks, new pool, community center. But what was missing was just the opportunity to tie everything together.
And I don't think there's a better example than Legacy Park. We had over 25 public involvement meetings, received over 900 comments separately. This entire project has been constructed or planned with the participation of all the residents of Cutler Bay.
And now we're going to have the space to build a brand new pool. We're going to have the space to build a brand new community center. And the best part of this is of the 16.5 acres, 12 acres of this property is going to remain a passive park, which is going to allow us to expand our opportunity with our events, right? We've outgrown our events today. When we first started our Halloween event, we had 2,000 people. Today it's grown to a 2-day event, and we've outgrown Cutler Ridge Park. Now we have the lake. It's going to allow us to expand our events, add even more events. We're talking about farmers markets. We're talking about an amphitheater where we can have our own concerts, right? Where we can bring in local schools to perform for us, local artists to perform for us right here in our very own community. And this really was a vision that was born years ago, but a vision that's really going to benefit the residents for many, many, many years to come.
There's two big things that have really happened in Cutler Bay this year. And one of the big ones is the Southland Mall acquisition. They're going to invest over $1.5 billion into redeveloping the Southland Mall. It's going to have an additional 4,825 new units, 102,000 square feet of new commercial space, 150-key hotel, a 6-story medical building with 60,000 square feet. So imagine not having to go to Kendall for your MRI anymore, things like that. Obviously it feeds right into the bus rapid transit, which is right there. And we're working right now with the county to see if we can go ahead and secure a pedestrian bridge to make sure there's safe passage from the BRT over to the development area. As many of us already know, you see the beautiful new Publix. We had the ribbon cutting ceremony there. They have the 2 out parcel buildings are built. There's some stores that are already moving in there, like AT&T and Pilates and the nail place. We're pushing really, really hard for more restaurants to come. The phase 2 part of that, which is going to be built, is specifically geared towards banks of restaurants to go in there. So we're working hard recruiting restaurants to see what we can get to come in there as soon as possible.
When I was first elected to the Cutler Bay Town Council in 2018, the very first thing that we did, Mayor Meerbott called a visioning session, and we all came together, we sat down, and we discussed ideas that we wanted to try to accomplish within the next 4 years. And one of the very first things that I had kind of set forth to do was to fix Franjo Road. I've lived on Franjo Road for the past 10 plus years now. I've been in Cutler Bay my entire life, and now I can finally announce to you we're at the finish line. We are going to be selecting a contractor January, February of 2024. We're looking at having construction start in May of 2024. It'll take about 24 months in total, but when it's all said and done, it's going to be beautiful. And it's going to be another project that we're going to try to hopefully win another one of these Complete Streets awards for. And another exciting project in the pipeline is Marlin Road. We're working on completely redoing Marlin Road the same way that we've redone Franjo Road, Old Cutler Road, Caribbean Boulevard. This is within our Complete Streets master plan. We're going to be extremely busy here in Cutler Bay when it comes to redoing these road projects. Another one that we have in the pipeline that if you live on 82nd Avenue now, you're going to start seeing some action pretty soon. 82nd Avenue from 184th Street to Old Cutler, we're going to completely redo that as well with new sidewalks, new drainage, a traffic circle at 188th Street. It's going to be completely redone. It's going to completely improve your lives, improve your commutes, and make that street much better for you.
One of the most important jobs of government is to take care of its people, and we've done that. We've all dealt with flooding and those kind of things in the past, and we received over about $21 million from the ARPA funds from the federal government. We've invested $11 million of that in water and road improvements. We're doing everything we can to make sure that we have as much drainage as possible to keep all of our citizens' property safe.
And a lot of our students and parents walk to school. So what we've really tried to do and really tried to highlight is completing projects to make that walk and that commute a lot safer. We've already completed, as a town, pedestrian safety walking zones for Whispering Pines Elementary, Gulfstream Elementary, Cutler Ridge Elementary, Cutler Bay Middle, and Cutler Bay Senior High School to just make those walks, make those commutes safer, better for our students, for our parents, and for our community.
We've used some of that ARPA money to build over $1 million worth of sidewalks in the area to make it accessible for all of our residents.
We have a circulator bus program that our town manager put into action. What was so successful that we've actually had to add a second circulator bus, which is going into phase 1. Metro Connect. Metro Connect has been so successful, especially here in Cutler Bay, that our residents use 60% of the Metro Connect program, 60% of the entire county, okay? Of the whole county, that we use 60%. Extremely successful, and that's something too that I think that countywide probably should take a look at and use this as the model, and they'll see that what works, and this works.
Cutler Bay is well known for having programs for all ages. We love our children and we take very good care of them. We have that I'm actually a product of, summer camp at Cutler Ridge Park I grew up going to. We have a after-school program that's recognized. We also have a STEM camp in the summer that is free. Another unique program that Cutler Bay offers is interns for 11th graders out of Cutler Bay Senior High. These interns come and they work out of town hall, they shadow our town manager, they learn what it is to be in local government and how local government works. Cutler Bay also has a variety of activities to keep our school-age children busy. We have flag football, we have the Albion Soccer Club, we have the Perrine Baseball and Softball Association, of which both my sons grew up playing baseball at Franjo Park. We have swim teams and water polo, the Miami Riptides. There's also park workout stations with tutorials offered by Coach Jay. We have an active adults program that I'm very proud of. They have 30 to 40 events a month. A lot of that is funded by the Alliance for Aging and the Department of Elderly Affairs. We have birthday parties every month. We take them on field trips to Marlins Park and the Berry Farms. They have developed a very tight friendship among the people who attend these events, and I attend as many as I can because it uplifts me to see us doing so many good things for our aging community.
You know, one of the key elements for a government is to make sure that you manage the growth. And sometimes that means taking some drastic steps. So this year, Cutler Bay became the largest landowner on Old Cutler Road in this area. We acquired 8.5 acres on Old Cutler on 184th Street. Of course, we know the Legacy Park area that we picked up was 16 acres. And then most recently, we also acquired another 3.5 acres right there on Old Cutler and 87th Avenue. So all in all, we've taken in over 28 acres. And more importantly, we've stopped an additional 618 more houses being built in Cutler Bay, or units being built in Cutler Bay. And I think that's important. Managing the growth, preserving the green space, making sure that our city is a livable city for the future.
We are special in the fact that the council, or even the town, the council itself, actually requests new developments to set aside affordable housing for teachers, veterans, first responders. You know, we ask them to set aside a certain amount that's affordable. I ran out of Station 34 here for several years. Most of the firefighters that work in that station actually live in this town or relatively close to this town. So you see your constituents, you see your patients, you see other firefighters at Publix, at the movies, whatever store, at the mall, whatever it may be. You see them. So I think we have that connection, which is a lot different than other parts of the county.
And I keep going back to that vision. It started back in 2005, where we decided to become a city, where we had a type of community that we wanted to preserve for our families, and working hard together. The councils before me, all the way through this one, have worked hard to make that. Finally, our vision is becoming a reality. Finally, Cutler Bay as a city is being recognized as a city on the rise.
Wow, that was a great video, man. I'm sitting there back there, I'm like, we did all that? I also like to recognize a couple of other individuals. We have Principal De La Torre is here. Someone, there he is. Cutler Bay Senior High. Principal Humberto Moret, Southridge Senior High. Yep. We also have Chief Eric Garcia. Back there with the, thank you. And again, it's a great accomplishment. Like the mayor said, it's a team effort. Everything's working great with the policymakers, with our dedicated town staff. I don't do it by myself. It's all dedicated town staff we have here. So once again, on behalf of the mayor and town council, thank you for attending tonight's event. Now the party will start. We have the Shark Pack from Cutler Bay Senior High. It's gonna be performing outside, and we have some food and hors d'oeuvres. And thank you very much for attending.